Hi, Calvary Church. We're Jon and Jenny Ochs, and these are our friends, Mark and Maggie Anderson. We just want to take a few moments of your time to reflect back of the great things that God has been doing at Calvary Church, and also to look forward to what God's going to do too. We want to take a few minutes to remind you to keep praying and keep giving to what God is doing here. This has been a really unique time for Calvary and the world, and I think it's taken this to maybe remind us of how important it is to meet together. I know I've talked to so many people that have said it's so great to be back together as a church community, to worship together, pray together, encourage each other. It's just been so wonderful to be that body of Christ together again.
God is moving. This year, we've seen a lot of new faces already at Calvary, trying to dive into community here. We've seen brand new people choosing to follow Jesus for the first time. So God's moving right now in our midst, and we're looking to the future. We have Summer Jam that's coming up, where over 200 kids are signed up to attend in person at White Bear or at parks in Roseville, and even the challenge for many Calvary families to have Summer Jam in their own backyards and invite their neighbors. So it's really exciting to see what's happening at Calvary.
Mark and I came to Calvary 37 years ago as newlyweds, actually. Calvary has helped us raise our 5 kids, and now 9 out of our 11 grandkids occupy nursery space or classroom space up to 5th grade in both campuses. We've witnessed divisiveness within our culture that causes us to value, again, more than ever, being members of the congregation, where Sean brings a message of truth and hope from the pulpit each and every Sunday. As the darkness becomes more pervasive and the enemy more bold, we see an increasing opportunity to be salt and light to our neighbors and at our workplaces.
Meg, I couldn't agree more. Sean and our leadership here at Calvary have done a fantastic job in what has to be the most difficult of our 75 years, so a lot to be thankful for. I'm your treasurer here at Calvary, and as such, as we come up on the end of the year, June 30th, I wanted to give you a little update as to where we're at. We have a lot to be thankful for. God has blessed us in many ways. First of all, we're about 2% ahead of last year in missions giving. We call it impact missions giving. So we're able to fully fund all of our missionaries that we have in our budget. That's fantastic. The second thing is in our benevolent giving, which oftentimes is needs that arise that we become aware of, where you folks give dollars and God is able to bless people in immediate need. And there's been a ton of that this last year. And so we're up like 48% in benevolent giving, and that's clearly God's work. If you were to ask me the area of challenge, those of you that have been part of the annual meeting know I have mentioned that our last couple of fiscal year ends, we came up a little short on our general operating budget. What our bank did is said, you know what, until you guys have a positive balance at the end of a fiscal year, we're going to have you set aside $220,000 that will hold in an escrow. And so this year, what we need to do is meet our expenses with our giving and also have an excess of $37,000. If we do that, then that $220,000 will be released. So that's what I'm praying for, and I'm looking and saying, hey God, I know you're a big God, the God of abundance, and you can do that. And the other thing that came to my mind even as I was coming here was the thought that comes out of John 15, and it says, He is the vine, we are the branches. If we abide in Him, there will be great fruit. If we don't abide in Him, we can do nothing. It's not that we can do a little bit. It's not that we can do a medium amount. We can do nothing. So for me, what that means is that daily I'm saying, God, okay, you've given me time, you've given me talent, you've given me treasure. How do you want me to use that so that I could be about the good works that you prepared for me? And so this is an opportunity before Calvary, before our entire congregation. And so I have to say, hey, God, how are you going to move in me? What is my part in this? So that's what I would ask each of us to do, is pray. And then I just stand with excited anticipation to see what God will do. He's doing a good work here at Calvary, and it's continuing.
Calvary's mission statement is building relationships, seeing Jesus transform lives. And I'm so excited. I do believe that more relationships are going to be built, and Jesus is going to transform more and more lives through Calvary. That's going to be in our church body, and it's also going to be out in our neighborhoods. Thank you for taking this time to pray for our leadership, pray for our staff, pray for our church, and also to consider of intentionally giving during this time. And there's lots of ways to do that. You can give online, you can give by check by mailing that in on Sunday, you can drop it off in the back, and also consider monthly reoccurring gifts if you can do that as well.
Thanks so much for your generosity. We are so thankful for you, Calvary, our church family.